Anytime I during my pilgrimage phase. Anytime there was group interaction, it was never about the dogma of the group, whatever that was, the hype or the beliefs of the group. It's really to meet the individuals directly, to see what the effects were, see what impact any such dogma or process or programming or training had on the individual. To my advantage, I had very real people in my family who were into healing and psychic work. They were the trance mediums, so they had a certain kind of emptiness about them, humbleness, selflessness about them, an openness. So they were good standard bearers as such. They happened to be women, which speaks very, very well of women. They were mothers. Have to give it up to them in that way too. So they were spiritual mothers in their own right, as my mother was as well. So it was always about who was affected in what way by what. The organization or the institution had no interest to me. Curious maybe to see what it was, but I was looking for individuals. And I've mentioned this, what I found in the Krishnas was very sincere musicians. People in whom melody was very strong. And I love melody. Then, and now maybe a little less, but I still love it. It's beautiful melodies, nice songs of the heart, say, not of the head, but of the heart, say. Spontaneous, that means self-sprung melodies from the heart and the emotion and the experience in the moment, say. Free melodies, so to speak. True melodies. So we're talking about individuals who are more important, and that's really the nature of the spiritual path. Is who the individual is and where they are, where they know themselves to be, where they know they have to be, and how they plan on being what it is that they know they have to be for themselves. Okay? And if we're talking about the general concept of liberation, then it's great, that's big, it's huge. Right? Great aspiration, high expectations, the liberated state. Being self-liberated, free of the self, aware of the self, and aware of the selflessness of the self. Being beyond the self. And we're talking about whatever it takes to get from this whole idea of self-identification, self-definition, to what the heart is. From self-importance to heart importance. See, compassion importance. But if you're all messed up in the head, there's nothing going to be coming out of that heart. Right? But moans and groans and ooh, ow, and so on. So we're talking about fixing the circuitry up here so that whatever is the light, if people can imagine that there's a light, allow that to come through, or allow this one to come up. See? So allow this to happen. Bam, right here. Light. See? And for some, it amounts to madness. It's too much light. And some are not ready for all that light. Therefore, there's training in various schools to help stabilize your body-mind so that you can handle a certain influx of light. And in the yoga traditions, they know that doing certain exercises will make you more vulnerable to certain surges of power. Right, and everybody thinks, you feel that power? And you have people chanting, you have them breathing, and they're opening to this power of the heart and soul in their way, according to their culture. So it's all about the individual, not the technology, not the technique or the religion. No, it's the individual who pollutes the religion, poisons the religion, destroys the religion, misrepresents the religion, or exalts it, purifies it, and honors the religion, whatever that is, for the individual, or the tradition. Individual. Now, the question is concerning how much of the world we need to sample. That's individual. Some need to go far and wide to realize that there was nothing out there. Because it's all inside you. If you knew that, you might want to spend a little bit more time inside yourself. But then that doesn't make an interesting conversation. People want to hear, oh, did you go to Calcutta or Bengali and you saw the fakirs over there and whatever? Yeah, and the yogis and the tricksters and the magicians, right? The snake dancing and all of this. It's like, yeah, wow, I did. Right. And so there's a circuit out there. I mean, there's infinite. The world is a circus. There are infinite opportunities for you to go and sample what you think will amuse you, what you think might enlighten you, what you think might fulfill you. It's up to the individual. No one really cares about that. Doesn't matter if you accumulate 1,000 teachers along the way. It doesn't matter. What matters is whether you understand or not where you've been or who you've been with. I just finished giving you a segment on the individual. Didn't care about what the people were doing with whom necessarily. I want to know what they got out of it. See? That to me is what the path is about. This is also in the tradition of the masters. If you are one who likes to, or if there's anyone who wants to just, oh yeah, I know so much now, I want to go test it and find out more about it from all these other peeps, you can spend the next 20 years doing that. Doesn't mean it's going to improve your lot at all. See? Again, it's inside, not outside. For those who go outside, they sometimes create that limit, that it's really the outside and that's what they do and then that's all they do. They're content with that because they have nothing on the inside. You have to see that you have something on the inside, coming from the inside. Whatever else you do, just know that that's the most important thing for the spiritual. And the spiritual process is really from the inside out. Not how much you've seen. It's not about quantity. Not how many times you saw the same kind of person, or you heard the same kind of word as such. Or you went to people who were just meditating and they all had the same thing about meditation. They're going to say, it's a meditation. Say, everybody's meditating. But not for the same reasons or to the same extent. Everybody's doing the same thing, but there's no reality there except when you talk to the individual and see what it is for them. So knowing everybody's an individual and they have to find out what it is for themselves, that might be as much as anyone really needs to know. Can you do this? Can you do that? Of course you can do whatever you're inclined to do, whatever you desire to do for your own purposes. Doesn't mean it's going to advance you. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. So if you're going out to search the world for truth, you'll be amongst millions in the same Indian festivals looking for the truth. No, you're just going out to watch people and see people and smell people and hear people and be with people. That's its own truth. People are people, whether they're on the path or not. Doesn't mean one who's a fakir doing certain rituals, that doesn't mean they're any closer to realization than the guy driving a truck going down Route 66. The big nasty truck, if they allow them out on that highway. What is realization? Is it Eastern? No, it's not. Is it New Age? No, it has no age. So there's no more over there than anywhere else. The individual has the seed. It's the seed of the truth itself. So it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, how many gurus you see, or hate. It doesn't matter what you hate. Right? It has no bearing on these things. See? The material is really all there is for the material people. It's all about the material. Going and coming. This and that. See? Up and down. See? High and low. Better and worse. Quantifying. Qualitating. And all the rest of this. See? Qualifying. And there is no such thing. Except in the head. In the mind of the self. Right? But if you have no inner experience, then everything else is important. When you have inner experience, that's important. And that becomes a guiding light, see, for the individual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the world is a circus. You have to pay to get in, and sometimes pay even more to get out. The universe is a trade-off process. You give a little bit, it's taken from you. It's give and take everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're going to pay for it in some way or other. Not just moolah-wise, not just with coin, charge accounts. No, you have to pay for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to take what comes with whatever you do, here, there, anywhere. The karmic payment process is ongoing. You're paying here, you're paying there. You go back to where you come from, and you have to pay there. You have to give and pay. So, give and receive. So, be paid for. So, exchange. So, rates of exchange. Psychically, emotionally, physically. So life is this big, risky business. So, here you come in with huge ego, you leave feeling like much less. Right? In that way, and much more in another way. It's a trade-off. Next door neighbors, some things are real, some things are not real. They have their own system. Here, most things are not real here. Only nothing is real here. There it is. Boom, right on the head of the nail. Only nothing is real here. Look deep and you hear that. See, feel deep and you know that for yourself. Only nothing is real. If you have no inner depth or access to or resonance with silence, you'll never know what's being said here for 1 second. So it's a trade-off wherever you go. What are you willing to give up to get what you think you want or need or desire? Comment. What? Yeah. Who's ready to give up what they're not even aware that they have to give up? Well,
Yeah. And who knows the price of not giving it up?
Say again?
And what's the price of not giving it up?
Yes, you tell me. What's the price of holding on to yourself?
Yeah,
Right?
more of the same.
No growth. You have to create space in order to have light in you. So you have to clear the obstructions, what stands in the way in every case. Self-concern. Heaviness. Right, heaviness. How does the light come in if all there is solid heaviness? Where's the room for the light? We're just solid darkness. So in that case, then life has to be created. Light has to be created. How do you create light? Good question. The creation of light. Everything is light already. It's already created as light. But who knows that? If you're stuck in the world of material appearances, do you know that everything is light and only light? Do you believe that when you don't know that? When you can't see that? And you can't comprehend it? So what materialists, beginners, are more or less encouraged to do is to consider light for oneself. And enlightenment, which is a big word. What is enlightenment? Can you create enlightenment? No, it already is. But you can be open to what it is if you have the space. If you have the ability to create space, that means push obstructions away. Theory, yeah, but self-obstructiveness away. Self-heaviness away. Maybe you have to make room for light. So you can be actually brought into that. You can be guided through your darkness into a receptivity to light. First theoretically speaking, and then actually creating the space of mind and body. As in the case of yoga meditations. Your body is the body of light. Then you can feel it. You don't have to believe it, you can feel it. It's the body of life. Life is light. Light is life. You have to know that for yourself. So we also, in regards to the enlightenment possibility, you have to create an openness to that. See, most people do. They don't know that they're doing themselves in. That's how low they have fallen into unconscious behavior. They don't know they are their worst enemy if they're undisciplined at the body level, at the emotional level, and at the mental level. Undisciplined at the psychic level. We don't perceive anything. Unless they're banged over the head. Say in a stupa. Self-other stupa. There's no relationship. That is so suffocating. There's no life outside of the obsession with other. No light, no space, no light, no openness, nothing. Fun, great, dangerous. No light. No light, no warnings. No warnings, errors, mistakes. Errors, mistakes can be harmful. Yeah? You have to have your eyes on the road, not just on your girlfriend's body. You have to have your eyes on the road so you can see beyond your girlfriend's body where you are going, what you're running into. Right? Like that, see? Or a boyfriend, whatever it is. Whatever the object is, see? The obsession is. Whatever the obstruction is, see? Whatever the block is that you're obsessed with. And you don't see it as a block, so you can't see anything. Because you're focused on that. See? You have meditative power, but you use it against yourself. You can ask a question on meditating on the wrong things. Focus on the wrong things. Investing in the wrong things. Well, the individual has to judge that. Yeah. Well, there may be the right things for the individual, but what are the results? What are you addicted to? Is that the right thing or the wrong thing? So addictions have to be seen in that light. Preoccupations have to be seen in that light. Obsessions and fixations have to be seen in that light as unnecessary meditations, see, or harmful meditations. See. Mm-hmm. And that has to be determined by family and individual as to what it is that's standing in their way of their progression, which is why we would bring up anything, to make a point about what needs to be undone as much as what needs to be done to further the cause of certain individuals into a state of more complete human nature. Say. Not even just let's say a happy guy or a woman, say, but more complete, fulfilled. Where they are complete with themselves. Who wants to be complete as you are? Not as self, but complete as a whole being. Complete. Mm-hmm. A wholeness. You have to see yourself as a wholeness, right? Like a complete thing, like a perfect, mostly mess, but a perfect, let's say, reality. A universe, a whole world. Say, okay. Designed to be balanced, perfect, just like that. No hankering, no desiring, no needing, no crazies, because it's already complete. See? Present. Already happy. Already full. Already aware. And hence already awake and liberated. See? Needing not too much except vital necessities. And depending on what the family karma is and what it was born into, it might need to conduct its business along certain lines, which is neither good nor bad. But from the wholeness of being, it's not about stress and killing the circuits off or killing the body or the mind off. See? The wholeness defies the need for that. See? I mean, it's already balanced. Completely balanced. Already at peace. So everything therefrom is relative to the wholesomeness of already balanced and at peace with itself. Yeah. Doesn't take away from dynamic energy or creative fury. Doesn't take anything away from that. That's part of the balance. See? It's just that the ego has nothing to do with it. So there's no anxieties about what it is and what it has to do. No depending on others for input relative to that either. Although input is, depending on the karmic circumstance, part of the conversation. The interaction. People can be heard. Doesn't mean it has to impact anything. People can speak. Who cares? Some could be very meaningful and appropriate. Okay. But the determinations that are made, the judgments, the real ones are made from the inside out. And other people can confirm it as needed. So it's knowing from within, not from without, but knowing from within See? Relative to the without. Inside out. See? Spirit first. Not the idea and dogma of spirit as something other than what it is. It's not a somebody. It's a certain subtle force unto itself. True balance is not because. There's no cause. True balance is true balance. It's not because of, right? True balance is true balance. So when you're in the field of true balance, then others can become truly balanced, but not because. So is there such a thing as a balance without cause? Say yes. Is there a balance without effect? Yes. Is there a balance with neither cause nor effect? Yes. That's the beauty and wonder of what is called true balance. Can an unbalanced person enter the field of a certain kind of person and acquire true balance? By resonance? Absolutely. Maybe that's the only way some people get it. See? Having been exposed to it for what it is.
Yeah. Direct.
I have a question?
Just thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hugh.
Thank you.